morning. Good morning. It is Friday, May 3rd. It's Friday, May 3rd, and I woke up and I was like, usually I wake up way earlier. Usually I wake up at 4:45 because I go to the gym. And I woke up this morning and Zach's like, oh, I'm not going to the gym today. I have to go to work. I was like, oh, that's weird. Okay, so I was gonna go back to sleep, and then I it was just like one of those weird sleeps where you just don't really sleep. And then finally at 6:20 I was like, sorry, my dog's still in her crate, and she's like, if you're awake and speaking, why am I still in here? I was like, oh, maybe I should read for a little bit, try to knock this book out. And then I was like, but what if instead I started a vlog? So here I am. We are into our third day of Escape the Readathon, and I'm really not sure. I'm gonna have to watch some other vlogs and see how people like what other people say about their team's progress before I talk about what my team's progress is. I'm not really sure what we're supposed to say about that because everything is secret, you know what I mean? And so I don't know what I'm supposed to say about what building our team is on, whether or not we've unlocked the building, etc, etc. But right now I'm reading The Exorcist House by Nick Roberts, and I'm on page 79, and I'm enjoying it so far. Not a ton has happened, so I'm kind of waiting for it to pick up. There was a character in here whose last name is Blatty, which I appreciate. I'm like, oh, okay, a nod to William Peter Blatty. And yeah, I guess that's all I want to say for now. And I just wanted to, start out my vlog with my rise and shine, good morning. I'm gonna read in bed for a little bit, maybe, I don't know, it's almost 7 now, fuck. I don't know, what am I gonna do? I have a final, I have one final left, and it's not until this weekend. My weekend's gonna be really busy because my kiddo she tried out for honor orchestra for her school district and got a place in honor orchestra, and she has a practice for that this weekend. And also I have a final this weekend, and it's very specific because finals week was this whole week, but my final for this class I have to take Saturday or Sunday, which I'm kind of pissed about because my other classes have been more flexible about it, but this class is it has to be Saturday or Sunday, and I'm like, fucking why? But whatever, so I have to take it Saturday or Sunday. But then I'm done for the summer. I'm very excited about that. And then I'm gonna fucking go whole hog. I think it's about 270 pages, do 73. So could I read 200 pages in a day? Yes, I fucking can, as long as I put my brain into it. That's the thing, is can I put my brain into it? Well, that's all. You can see my wallpaper, my paint where the cats have scratched it away from jumping up on the windowsill up here. It makes it look so sad. But yeah, that's it for right now. My dog's getting restless. I need to let her out. Okay, maybe I'll get back to you once I finish this book, hopefully today. And yeah, okay. Escape the Readthon on 3. 1, 2, 3. Escape the Readthon. Goodbye. Bing, bing. Psst, psst, psst. Bing. Hello, I'm back. It's Friday night, the night of the 3rd, and I just finished The Exorcist's House by Nick Roberts. And you know, I wasn't sure if I was gonna do it because I had a plan to read all day, and then Zach came home early for work and was like, "You wanna go walk around the mall?" And I was like, yes, I do. So we went and did that for a few hours, which cut into my planned reading time. But that's okay, we had a good time. Picked out an outfit and stuff like that. Ate some curry. So that was nice. And what else? Bad news, kind of. My mother-in-law also called me tonight and was like, "Hey, just FYI, I tripped and broke my knee today, so luckily she's okay, like, except for having broken her knee, but like, that's not great. That really sucks." But anyway, on to The Exorcist House. I don't know, I didn't love it. I thought it was like better than average. Better than just okay, but not like my favorite book ever. I do like the very, very end. It had like a little bit of a gotcha moment where you're like, "Oh, okay, all right, I like that." But the conclusion of it, like the conclusion of like the big problem with the demon in the basement, it's like fine. And I don't know, I like that the entity makes you see things that aren't there. That's kind of interesting, but you know, it really took a long time. It was like 150 pages in. I'm like, you know, not much has really happened here. You know, it's kind of a fairly typical demon kind of story with some possession elements, I guess. Nothing, sadly, that I think personally to write home about, especially when I don't know. I try not to, when I have a bunch of people telling me, "Oh, I love this, I love this, I love this," get my hopes up too high, but I did have quite a few people tell me, "Oh, I loved this book," and that's okay that they loved that, and I know my own tastes enough to know that just because people say that doesn't mean that I'm gonna love it. But you know, there is that little part of me that's like, "Oh, people like this, maybe I will too." But it's just what it is, right? So I didn't hate it. I read the whole thing, but I didn't love it. It was compelling enough to sit and read it in a day, almost. I think I was like 70 pages into it. So I got to log that for my team. I still don't really know what people are saying as far as like, I don't know how secretive we're being as far as what prompts we're on, what games we're on, what buildings we've unlocked and things like that. So I don't really know what. I know that I'm probably reading for the same prompt again. I think I'm gonna choose. Should I do that right now? Should I do that now? I might have to turn my camera off though, because I don't know how long it's gonna take. I mean, I feel like I can talk about it, right? Because like by the time I post this vlog, we're gonna be fucking out of, I don't know what I can say in my vlog. So I feel so like I have to be so secretive about it, and then I'm gonna post this and I'm gonna watch other vlogs and people are gonna be talking about it. I'm gonna feel so silly probably. Let me look at my books. Maybe you'll even know. I mean, this one, it like really barely fit. I was actually thinking that this would fit the prompt better than it really did, kind of. But that's life, baby. I'm back. I'm actually kind of perfectly, I didn't even think about it, but I've been listening to the audio for Lute by Jennifer Thorne. And this really perfectly fits the prompt for the game I'm reading for. This is about a woman who married some dude who's like highfalutin in some weird like island society, these island people close to the UK, and like things just go really well there. Like even when people go off to war, like very rarely are they injured, like no one's ever died. They have particularly good weather. It's just like very lucky, right? It's very lucky. And she's lived there for quite some time, and now it's like their 7th year, and every 7 years they have like this summer solstice day where they have to pay the tithe, and she's kind of like laughed it off when they've talked about this day, and now this day is happening, and I'm like to the part where the day starts out, and previously her husband's tried to get them off the island, and for some reason things keep happening and they're not able to leave. And so this works perfectly for the prompt I'm reading for. And so this is gonna be perfect. This is gonna be perfect. I'm about 100 pages into it already, so I feel like this will go by quick, especially since I have the audio. I can listen, I can read, and just really pump this out. It's another book that's like 270 pages, so maybe I can finish this tomorrow. Oh no, I can't actually. What do I think about it? When I think about my day tomorrow. Oh, I don't know, maybe with the audio. I don't know, I have to think about it. If I can, I can. If I can, I can't. But I do have a really busy weekend coming up. Probably I said this, but my daughter has a practice. She has a practice for honors orchestra. Our weekends are busy anyway, because it's like our days where we meal prep. We fucking go grocery shopping. We do all of our laundry, get the house cleaned up. I also have a final, so I have to study for that and then also take the final, and it's not going to be a very fun weekend at all. So maybe with the audio that will help, and then, you know, in tandem with reading it, I'll be able to pump it out. If not tomorrow, maybe just this weekend. Well, anyways, I don't know if I'll check in tomorrow. Maybe I'll have time. If I don't, I'll see you when I see ya. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. Hello. Say hi, Fangy. Hi, Fangy. Hi. I'm not sitting in my chair, and that's how you know that this is a vlog. Saturday morning, we dropped our child off at her thing that she had to do, and I went to the gym this morning. I listened to a lot of the audio for Lute, and then I looked at like our team's chat, and we got through like the game that we needed to. So then it's like fuck, because I'm only like 50 pages to the end of Lute. So I think I might just finish this and log it for the prompt that I picked it for, which was just the favorite genre one. We've decided to get on with the with another prompt, and for that I'm going to be reading Forgotten Sisters by Cynthia Pelayo. So I guess that's where my day's going after I finish Lute. I think I will finish Lute today, just because like I'm at the very end. I really want to know what's going to like happen, and I think I have time at least to do that. But I really do need to study for my final tomorrow, and I don't know. I think that's it. I think that's probably my vlog for today. I like don't have anything else to talk about so far today, and I like don't really like probably won't have time to check in again. So hopefully finish Lute, study for my final tomorrow. I don't know what is going to happen. I have to take my final at some point tomorrow. It is open note, open text, but I don't know. Sometimes it's like, it's for an online class, and I have to say, our professor's been very fucking hands off, to the point where like my last 3 chapters, I didn't have access to like the quizzes or the case studies I was supposed to be doing. And he ended up just like giving me 100% for them, which is like fine, but it's like, okay, he knocked those chapters off of the final, which is good because, you know, but I did all the homework for them. I spent the last 3 weeks like busting my ass to get all the shit done for that, and it's like, okay, you know, all he could tell me was, you're not responsible for doing those. And it's like, well, what does that mean? You know, and I didn't even know until last weekend that they weren't gonna be on the final. So it's like, what the fuck? It's so annoying. And like, I pay to have access to all this shit, so why the fuck didn't I? I paid money to have access to that shit. And then I used like the study tool that the book's like, use this study tool to work on your blah blah blah. And then I use it and it's like, oh, you can use this, but it's like you get 5 free questions and then the rest is paid for. It's like, why? It's just so money hungry all the time. So icky, and I don't know. It's just annoying. It's just annoying. So anyways, that's my rant for today. Talk to you later. Hopefully, wish me luck on my final. Maybe I'll know tomorrow what my grade is for that class. You like, cats. Stop it. We got Fangy a new box. We went to Costco this morning, we got Fangy a new box. And now she's being very territorial about it. My professor did put in the email he sent us this morning when the final opened about how to calculate our score for the class, and he's like, don't ask me. Okay, see you later, goodbye. Good morning. Good morning, it's Monday. And since it's Monday, I just had a Monday moment where I've been talking to the camera for like 10 minutes and then noticed that it was not recording. Oh, great. Also, what else? My school's, somehow my school's like email directory has been compromised, so I keep getting spam emails from my school that are like, you have 24 hours to do this, you know, click this link, and like, there's this job opportunity offering $45 an hour for 3 days a week, and it's like, what? I know that's not, it's really irritating. Where do I start now that my groove is thrown off? It's Monday. I didn't record yesterday. Sunday's busy. I have cat hair on my face. I have a purr baby on my lap. See his little tail. Sunday is a busy day for us. Usually we do like grocery shopping, meal prep for the week. For lunches at least, and then we also meal prep dinners, which has been really nice. We started doing that like a month ago. Holy shit, it is so nice. And honestly, I'm the kind of person where it's like, if I eat certain things too often, then if I see it again, I'm like, ugh, you know what I mean? But it hasn't been too bad if I pick things where it's like I can kind of make it into different stuff, like things that I can make, like a salad, a burrito, you know, stuff like that. Different types of meat that's like versatile. So that's been all right, and really nice to not spend an hour and a half doing dinner every day, because that is, okay, listen, I like the product of my cooking. I think that I'm like a fairly good cook, but I don't really love cooking. And so it's been really nice to get that out of the way. But then, you know, then I do miss the product of my cooking. And I ate taco salad like 5 times last week, which does get boring for sure. What else? I took a final this weekend. I got 89% on it, which honestly kind of chapped my hide because, oh my god, it's like I couldn't just get one more question right. It was 100 questions, the whole year's worth of shit right, and some of the questions are just so dumb. It's like, I just wish that they would make it information that's like actually applicable to real life situations and not just shit that it's like, why would I ever need to know this again? Like, for example, Frederick Taylor. Why am I ever gonna need to know who he is again? And like, who cares that he thought like stopwatches and time was a good way to do whatever, you know? It's not applicable to anything I'm ever gonna do again. I still have a good like score in a good grade in the class, but I am upset that I got an 89 on that final. It makes me mad. And especially because it's like some of the questions repeated themselves. So it's like, if you got that wrong one time, you got that wrong twice probably, you know? It's so annoying. Anyway, yesterday I read 50% of An Ember in the Ashes by Sabaa Tahir. That's what, if you're gonna DNF a book for this readathon, which I think is really fucking cool that they decided to include this. If you're gonna DNF, you can do that. You just have to read 50% or 200 pages, whichever comes first. So I did that, and it turns out it's just about the same no matter what I did. 200 pages, 50%. I didn't like this book. It's just a little too YA for me at this point. It didn't bring anything new or interesting to the mix for me. At least like at the 200 page mark, and it's like, well then why am I even here if nothing new or interesting has happened at this point? I have the sequel too. I actually have a signed copy of the sequel, so I'm gonna sell that. I'm gonna sell these, obviously. Yeah, it really makes me wish that I didn't buy so many books without reading them right away, you know? But I'm remedying that now, right? So I finished that yesterday, and then I forgot to log it for the building we were on. So I had a little moment of panic. I forgot to do that because I got distracted by our neighbor's baby, who I got to meet for the first time yesterday. I've been very excited. He's been home for like just about a week now, and yeah, I've been like not asking to see him or anything, you know, because I feel so weird about that when babies first come home, because I remember like when I had Lavi, I had her at like 4 a.m. and then I had like two separate groups of friends, like two separate couples who showed up at like 7 or 8 the next morning, and I had not slept in over 24 hours, and I know they just like were excited for us and happy to like celebrate and see her baby, but like I wanted to die. You know what I mean? So I'm like, please, like, I will not see your baby until you invite me over, you know, or until I see you and I'm like, hey, like I can really suss it out, you know? So I was really excited to see him for the first time, and then I got distracted. I forgot to submit my book, and then by the time I remembered, I went back and I was like, oh no, we've unlocked that building, and now there are game prompts, and luckily, very luckily, this fit one of those. Otherwise, I wasn't really sure what I was gonna do with it. I guess like hang on to it, right? Or something. It fit one, so I was able to log that right away. And then I'm also reading Forgotten Sisters by Cynthia Pelayo. I was reading for the same building I was reading An Ember in the Ashes for, but this also fits one of the game prompts, luckily. Oh, sorry, Baron. And then there are a couple game prompts for this game. And then I picked up because I was able to find an audio copy, because I always like, especially when I go to the gym in the morning, you know, it's really 50-50 on whether I'm listening to music or if I'm listening to an audiobook, but for this readathon, I'm really going hard on the audiobook. So I was able to find an audio copy of Death on Ocean Boulevard, which fits one of the game prompts. And so I was like, hell yeah, I was listening to that this morning. I'm like 100 pages into it. This is a true crime book. about the death of Rebecca How. This one, if you haven't heard of it, it's like one of those ones where it's very, very mysterious. A lot of the circumstances surrounding it, it's like this woman, and she was watching her boyfriend's son, and her boyfriend's son had this like really terrible accident, and it's like, okay, well, there's this accident where they don't know what happened to him, this little boy who they think he fell off of like a balcony area in their house, kind of like Omen style. And then the little boy's in the hospital, and the day after that, the woman, Rebecca, supposedly dies by suicide. But that is very, everyone is like, this wouldn't happen. She would not do that. But people are like, whoa, she felt so guilty that this happened to this little boy she really, really cared for on her watch and stuff like that. But also the circumstances surrounding that are like very strange too. She was like bound and nude, and it's like she would not do that. You know, she was religious, and she was, I believe, Burmese, so she, you know, she just wouldn't have like made us, if she was going to do that, you know, her family's saying she would not have made such a spectacle of that, and then also like have been nude, you know. It's just like really wouldn't. So it's very mysterious, both with what happened to the little boy Max, and then also what happened to Rebecca. And so I'm reading about it, and it's a good audiobook so far. I really love reading true crime through audio, because it's like listening to a really long podcast, which I also like. And then, like I said, Forgotten Sisters, I read a little bit yesterday. I'm only about 25 pages in, so really not much to tell you. It's like two sisters living alone in a house in Chicago along the river. One of them is being taken care of by the other, but I'm not really sure how she is disabled, because it seems like she can move around on her own. So I don't really know yet. Like I said, I'm only about 25 pages into it, so I don't know. And then today, I have absolutely nothing planned for myself. Really, my day is open. I can do whatever the fuck I want. I told Zach this morning when we got up for the gym, I said, I don't have to do fucking anything. And he hugged me and he said, I'm so happy for you. And it was just, yeah, he said, I'm so happy for you. You deserve it. And I thought that was really sweet of him to say. So I'm gonna read. I might like take a nap, because I had one of those nights where I like was awake for no reason in the middle of the night. And I have to do some laundry. I have to do like maybe like 2 loads of laundry, which isn't bad. And I have to pet my cats. Probably take the dog for a walk. And I don't know, I kind of want to play, I started playing Fallout 3 again. So I might play that a little bit. Maybe I'll watch a movie. Did I already say that? I don't know. I have the whole day ahead of me, and I'm very excited. So I don't know if I'll check back in tonight. Maybe I'll check in tomorrow. Can you hear Baron cleaning his paws? He's a very clean boy. He loves to clean his paws. He loves to clean his paws. He loves to clean the other cat's ears, and he loves to sniff their butts. He's so gross. He loves to smell the smelly parts of other creatures. Oh, Baron, you're a gross boy. But he's a very sweet boy. He's got a loud motor. He's got a very loud motor. Baron, you want to say hello? Just for a second? Oh, come on, big boy. Say hello, Baron. Baron, say hello. Say hello. No. 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 Okay. All right. I'll talk to you guys later. Goodbye. Good morning. It is Wednesday. I didn't check in yesterday. I meant to. I was going to do it later in the evening, and then my evening got unexpectedly, like, not really like busy, but just like we had people stop by and things like that, and then it was just, I go to bed very fucking early also, because I get up at like 4:45. So, you know, I'm not up very late, and so I'm not up filming things very late. And what else? So I kind of putzed around yesterday. I did read quite a bit of Forgotten Sisters by Cynthia Pelayo. I'm not quite done with it. I've got about, I think, 80 pages left. I'm really not loving this. It's very character focused, which I like in books, but I don't really like the characters. When you're with them and you don't love them, when you're really focused on them, but you don't really love them very much, what do you do? But this is a book I'd really like to give a review. I think there is going to be a reveal that I kind of caught on to. I'm pretty sure I caught on to it fairly early in the book. Obviously, it hasn't really been revealed yet, so I'm not 100% sure I'm right about it, but I think I'm right about it. So I guess we'll see. So I'm planning on finishing that today. It's been kind of hard to get myself to read it and be immersed in it. It's been easy to become distracted while reading it. We're still on the same game prompt. As far as I know, where's my phone? Do I even have my phone? It's very early today. I dropped my daughter and her friend off to school like an hour early today because they're going on a field trip to LA to see the La Brea tar pits, which is such a really cool place. I've been there a couple times. It's this like, almost like a natural history museum, because it's a spot where like the tar from the Earth's surface has like bubbled up. It's a place where there's a ton of fossils because like the tar has been there for millions of years. So there have been prehistoric animals trapped there, you know, over the millennia. And so it's a really cool spot. They've got like mammoths and saber-toothed cats and things like that. Dire wolves. It's so cool. So I'm really excited that she's gonna go do that. But I'm also a little bit nervous because she hasn't really ever been that far from home without like her parents or a family member. So I know she'll be okay. She's with her school, but you know, and she's driving through LA and stuff like that, but she'll be okay. I know. I'm excited for her. And I don't know where my phone is, so I can't check to see if any progress has been made. And when I checked, I got up to go to the gym this morning, and then I went back to bed because it was like, oh, I had to get Lovey up early anyways, and I'm gonna have to leave the gym kind of early anyways, and so I just went back to sleep. And I don't think I've checked in since I got up then. So as far as I know, we're on the same game prompt. The same game with the same prompts. But anyways, I also wanted to tell you that I finished Death on the Boulevard, or Death on Ocean Boulevard, which is a true crime story about Rebecca Sahau and her death. And I finished this yesterday morning. I did like this a lot. I think that the author did a really great job going through the theories, because there's so much mystery surrounding this case. It gets that, you know, there are some wacky theories, but I think the author was really respectful about it and respectful to the family and the decedents, Max and Rebecca, and, you know, the people involved in the case, also the living, you know, people who have survived the decedents and stuff like that. So I think it was good while still exploring all the avenues, you know what I mean, all the theories, and remaining pretty neutral about it. So it was really interesting. it's really eerie, and I still like don't know really what to think about it. Like there's no answer. No matter what, there's no answer, and none of the possibilities, like, you know, some cases are unsolved and you're like, well, I know it's that person. You know, like one of the ones I find the most interesting, Susan Powell, it's like it's unsolved, but like we know her husband fucking did it, right? We know he did it. But this one, it's like none of the possibilities really seem like the most plausible. They all kind of seem just not it, you know? Like it really doesn't seem like someone murdered her. Like at least her brother or her boyfriend's brother murdered her. It really doesn't seem to me like she died by suicide, and it doesn't seem like a hitman did it. That would be so strange, you know? So like what happened? What happened? None of them seem really plausible, so it's kind of a really interesting and like so really sad case, especially for, I mean, obviously for Rebecca, but really sad for her surviving family. And then, okay, so I'm in the middle of Forgotten Sisters, but I also started an audio book because I'm trying to maximize my reading time, obviously, and I found a book that fits all three game prompts. So it's like, if I finish this, we're still on this game, I could submit it for anyone that needs a submission. So this is Light of the Jedi. It's a Star Wars book. It's part of the High Republic thing. And what I find interesting is at the very beginning of this, they have like this Star Wars novels timeline, and they've like decanonized so many books. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So there's like 24 books at the time of this one being written that they consider canon now? Then that's it, or what? So that's kind of wild. There's like literally hundreds of Star Wars books, and they're just like, yeah, none of those are canon now. Even though like some of them were considered canon before. I started listening to the audio of this, really good so far. I'm only about 50 pages into it. And I don't really know, I can't really tell you exactly what it's about so far. There are these, we're like skipping around a lot. You know, something like disastrous is happening with these like collisions in space, like these bodies colliding with planets, moons, ships in space, but you don't really know what they are yet. So I'm trying to find it out. And I guess that's really it right now. I'm gonna definitely read today. Might list some things on Pango, so I'll let you know if I do that. Maybe I'll film my process if I have time. Maybe I'll have time. I hope. I don't know. It seems like I like wake up and I'm like, oh, my day is full of possibilities, and then I look at the clock and it's like 2 p.m. and I'm like, what happened? What happened here? I don't know. Ugh, it's so crazy. Anyway, I'll see you again, hopefully today. Hopefully. Okay, goodbye. All right, motherfuckers, here I am. I'm here because I'm going to list some books on Pango. I've got a couple here. I don't know. These are the 3 I'm probably listing. I might list more. It depends on how long it takes me, because it's not a hard process, but it's not always a quick process either, because I like to be thorough and take pictures and stuff like that. So I'm going to show you my process, how I list books on Pango. I've got 3 books here. Will Haunt You by Brian Kirk. I've got The Ward by S.L. Gray, and The Girl in the Video by Michael David Wilson. 3 books I've read. Not books I'm keeping for various reasons. In various conditions, the ward, it's kind of chewed up. I don't know what happened here. It's like the bottom of it looks like it got fucking... Record, camera, look at this. Look, camera. I don't know, you can't see. You can't see this. It's all like ripped up here for some reason. Look at it, camera, please. Jesus Christ. So, you know, I always try to be honest and fair, show damage in the pictures, you know, things like that. Although, oh god, I had like I felt so bad. Someone bought a book a couple weeks ago. When I listed it, I didn't notice anything. It was in like new condition, hadn't read it or anything like that. And then when someone bought it, I went to pack it up and I noticed it had like these weird stains on the page. And so like I canceled the order because I was like, I can't sell you this. It's not in new condition, obviously. I didn't, you know, notice these. I don't know if I just didn't notice them or if somehow they got stained while it's been sitting around, but I also don't know how that would have happened because they're like in a closet. Like after I list them, I put them in a closet. So I don't fucking know. And I felt really bad. I messaged, you know, the person and told them that, like, one, it's not in new condition. So it's like, I'm not going to give you a book that's not in new condition when it's listed as new, and I don't, like, the price can't reflect a new condition book if it's not new condition. So it's the first time I've had to do that and I felt so bad about it. They never messaged me back either. So, not that they have to, but I just felt so bad about it. I hate it. I don't like doing that. I don't like any sort of like bad thing happening when it comes to that. Also, I've had a lot of people recently be like, is this first edition? And it's like a YA book that like came out a couple years ago. And it's like just a normal edition of it. You know, it's not even like I don't know. It's like, yeah, I guess like I'll send you a picture of it. And then they never buy the book either. And it's like, man, I told you yes. I added a picture of the like publication page, and then you don't message me back and you don't buy the book, even though I went through, not that you're obligated, but at least like a thank you, I'm not interested would be nice. I don't know, just griping. Anyway, let me show you my process. Also, let me change my camera battery. Let me show you how it's done. So first, snap a picture in my picture spot. Nice and simple. That's how you know the book is from me. Perfect. Add the ISBN number. Sometimes with indie books, it'll be like, I don't recognize this book. And I'm like, you motherfucker. It's so annoying. Okay, so then once we've got that, I like to add more photos than just like a little cover shot, so people can, you know, get a better look at like the integrity of the whole book. So let me set that shot up. Hey, welcome back. So then I always add more photos here on this rug. If you've bought books from me, you see this rug in every picture. I just washed it, so it's looking... I didn't realize how fucking dirty it was until I washed it, and I was like, ew. This rug was very dirty. So I always get one of the spine, one of both covers, and then I take a picture of any damage. This book, I just want to include, kind of does have, I rubbed a sticker off of it, and it kind of does have like some residue from removing the sticker. So I'm going to include that. And then I know they have like the weight on there now for the most part. I mean, this one's pretty obviously like it's less than a pound, but I do like to weigh them just in case. And then I add all the information, and you can put in the retail price if you want, and then it'll give you like the market price, like what a book in this condition is going for, blah blah blah. I don't know, this part of it now I feel kind of neutral about, because the market is based on what prices people are deciding to sell them at, right? So, you know, it's capitalism. So it's just what it is. It's not really, you know, I try to price things fairly based on the condition, but also I have to feel like I'm making a profit, especially when sometimes I'm paying for the shipping, and I'm also sometimes paying for packing materials, shipping materials, and you know, making sure that the book gets there in good condition. I do use used shipping materials when I can, you know, like boxes and things like that, which helps, but you know, sometimes I do have to buy packing materials, which costs money. And so I have to factor that into the price, otherwise it's like I'm paying to send books to people, like I'm not going to do that. So, you know, this fair range, and then it will tell you, you know, when you're buying books, if a book is above market price or not, which I understand that people don't want to feel like they're being ripped off, you know, so it is what it is, right? I don't know. It's like buy the book or don't. That's capitalism, baby. So that is my banco process. I'm not going to film myself doing all these because I don't want to. I don't want to edit all that footage, honestly. Especially when I'm editing this vlog for the week. But that's what I do. I do have a lot of shit on there. A little plug for myself in my panko shop. The name is the shop name is Coral's Wicked Reads. I think you can also look it up by Pretty in Papercuts. Either way, you can find my shop if you're looking for it. There is some horror on there, but a lot of it is like stuff that I'm not gonna read, or things that I've read and I didn't love, because those are the books that I'm trying to get rid of, right? So there might be stuff on there that you'll like. There might be some stuff on there that you're interested in. I don't know. But a lot of it is like not stuff I can vouch for personally, unless I get duplicates for some reason, you know? But a lot of them are like not interested in it. Reddit didn't like it. So it's like, sometimes it's hard to be like, check out this book, you know? Cause it's like, I don't want it anymore for a reason, you know? But you might like it. You might like it. So, I don't know, see for yourself what's on there. You might find something good, maybe. And I do offer free shipping at a certain price point. So, I don't know, you know, just see, just maybe check it out if you want. No pressure. If you don't, that's fine. All right, I'm going to list some books. I'm gonna do some reading, and I'll check back with you in a little bit. Hey everyone, I am back. I finished Forgotten Sisters. I had to run to the pet store and to the grocery store to pick up some oat milk. And I had to run to the pet store because my dog has another fucking minor medical issue, because it's not her fault. But oh my god, she's like 9 or 10 months old. And I feel like every month there's just some fucking shit. And it's very stressful, especially because this dog was a gift I was not expecting. I was not ready to have another dog. And she is a big dog with lots of problems, I guess. She cannot eat any chicken. She has a very sensitive stomach, so it's like if she accidentally picks up food, you know, like a couple weeks ago, I don't know, like, what she ate, if she had gotten into the trash or like found a scrap of food on the floor or something, or also just like ate something that was not a food item, but she just like threw up and threw up and threw up, and it was just at one point, you know, like stomach bile, and luckily she was okay like after a few hours. But I went through like 2 rolls of paper towels, like cleaning up vomit, and I was so worried about her, you know. And like this, it's not even just like it like causes mental stress, because I get very sad when these things happen to my pets. And now she has this, she had a skin infection on her leg. They thought it was ringworm, and then it was like some skin infection. When she first came home with us, she had a UTI because she didn't know how to clean herself, and I didn't know that, I guess you have to wipe puppy butts. And now she has this, she's been licking her paw. I don't know if it's another skin infection, but yesterday I noticed it, that she had like licked it. It looked raw, and then on the top of her foot, and then I put an e-collar on, but she'd obviously been able to get to it somehow in the night, and then this morning it was like bleeding. So it's like, oh my god. And it doesn't help either that our vet is booked out. When you make an appointment, it's booked out like 3 weeks. So because there is a shortage of vets in the area, it gives me a lot of anxiety. Poor Sabaa. So I went to the pet store. I bought another e-collar that hopefully it fits, hopefully higher on her neck, because it's like she has a skinny neck and like a long face, so it's hard to find something that like is deep enough. So hopefully it's like it comes up higher on her neck. And then I bought like a little boot, but it's like, if I don't know what it is, like hot spots you're not supposed to cover. So and it's like, well, what the, if I make a vet appointment, does it even fucking matter? Because it's 3 weeks from now, like, you know? Oh my god. Anyway, I finished Forgotten Sisters. I didn't like it. I don't know if I really understood what the author was going for here. It seemed like, without going into spoilers, I'm not really sure. I'm not really sure what the author was going for. There are these 2 sisters, Anna and Jenny. They live alone in their house that they've inherited. They're both like obsessed with the Chicago River for some reason. And they're both very lonely, but like Jenny's like aggressively lonely, and Anna's like sad and lonely. And Jenny like also doesn't want Anna. It's weird because like Jenny's lonely and is like, no one will ever love me, but also, so it's like she could be empathetic knowing that Anna's also lonely, but like she doesn't want Anna to ever not be lonely. So it's confusing that she's like this. I don't know. It's like I really didn't like Jenny. I didn't like Anna. And since you're so focused on that, it's so character driven, it was hard for me to get through the book. There are the bodies of men showing up in the river, so there's like some sort of serial killer. It kind of reminded me of, I think they called them the smiley face murders, that I don't know if that's ever been solved or if that's still ongoing, where I think it's the same thing, where bodies of men have washed up in a river in the Midwest. And there have been like smiley face graffiti nearby. And they think that they might be linked. So that part kind of reminded me of that. And there's also this POV from a detective that's following that case. So it was kind of confusing going between the two. And a little bit because I don't know if the POVs felt very different from each other. Like if the voices of the characters felt all that different. And then it's like, as the story goes on, it gets even more convoluted. Like there's this stuff with the little mermaid thrown in, like a lot, and I don't really know like why, because it didn't really seem to ever come to anything to like actually tie into the story at all. It just felt like it was supposed to be really important because it kept getting brought up and then it didn't. So I don't know. I didn't really like this one. I do have another of the author's books, so I will definitely try that out. I think that one is like more centered on the crime itself. Like where is it? I think this is more centered like on a crime rather than, you know, this where it's like the crime is kind of secondary to the other story. So this sounds like it might be more up my alley. But yeah, I didn't really love Forgotten Sisters. So that's it, I guess. I'm sure I will pick up Light of the Jedi more today. I think that's all I have planned today. Zach and I have been watching Fallout, so we'll probably watch more of that. I've been playing Fallout 3, I think I told you that, so I'll probably play that today and worry about my dog and probably do some chores that need to be done. Also, like, I got an email from one of my professors saying I didn't submit my final even though I was in class and we talked about it when I submitted it. Like, I did the project in class, so he knows that I did. And, like, it's been graded. It's, like, in my grade book. And my classmate also got the same email. She texts me and she's like, did you get this email that says no submission? So I'm, like, a little bit worried about that. A little bit. I don't know. Just what a weird day. What a weird day today has become. I think that's actually, this is where I wrap it up for the week, because I think this is all I'm going to film for this first week of the Escape the Readathon. What a sour note to end on. Womp womp. I didn't love the book. My dog's paw hurts a little bit. Hopefully I can get her to stop licking it. I'm just gonna try to relax is what I need to do. And I don't know. I finished I think like 6 books. I finished, I think, 6 books in the first 8 days of the month, which is kind of bananas. And I'm really hoping that I can finish, I think I need 19 more books before July, because my birthday is July 2nd, and I'm really trying to finish the Read What You Own challenge before my birthday so that I can buy birthday books, because I'm going to buy books on my birthday and I don't want to have to, like, I really just want to finish the challenge before then so that I can fucking do it, you know? All right, well, Zach is pulling up and he brought me lunch, so I will talk to you guys later. Goodbye!